And I love women.
Who'd have thought a porn star, and a smart one at that, could bring down this little mushroom head? Ladies and gentlemen, meet Stormy Daniels.
The orange elephant in the room, obviously.
In 2006, while Stormy was working at a celebrity golf tournament, she met Donald Trump. She says that he invited her to his hotel room for dinner, where he made an enticing offer. He told her he'd get her a place on his show, The Celebrity Apprentice. It was just the kind of opportunity that Stormy was looking for. Why is it that you wanted to be on Celebrity Apprentice so much?
Because he pitched it the best. He was like, people need to know that, like, you're not just big boobs and blonde hair, that you're really smart and funny, and that's what I wanted.
So you wanted to do it to kind of prove yourself and for people to realize that you're smart?
Yeah. And I was tired of people thinking, oh, she doesn't even direct her movies. I bet she's an idiot in real life. It would have been a great opportunity to do that.
Would you have slept with him if he hadn't been promising Celebrity Apprentice?
No. Absolutely not.
So, for the record, Stormy did what a lot of people have done. She misread the sociopathic mind of Donald Trump. In other words, she trusted him. But as they say, what goes around comes around. Today, Stormy destroyed Trump at the hush money trial, and in doing so, enacted revenge she wasn't even looking for. What you're about to hear is a woman who could have made false allegations, but didn't. Because in what might seem ironic, but isn't, Stormy Daniels has more integrity, honesty, and spit than this former president.
How do you feel about that specific night now that you look back at everything that's
Nauseous?
happened?
I mean, it's pretty terrible. Like, and I really struggle with that. I had an ex a long time ago that was great at his little pearls of wisdom, and he used to say all the time, put yourself in a bad situation and bad things happen. I have nobody to blame but myself. I guess I was just naive because it was not a proposition for sex. It was, let's have dinner and talk business. And nowhere in that conversation did I think he was coming on to me until I went to the bathroom and came out and he was there. He stood up and blocked me. And I will tell you right now, I still never felt like I was in any physical danger.
But he did physically block you.
He just like jumped up to continue the conversation. He never put his hands on me like that. I was never physically restrained. I was never pushed, nothing like that. But he was just like, well, this is your chance to prove, like, he's like, all you've talked about is how bad you want something. Guy hires X amount of people all the time. You have to show me that you will do whatever it takes. And I honestly think I just blacked out at that point.
After that night, Stormy claims Trump continued to call and text her for a year, dangling the apprentice opportunity in front of her. How much does it bother you that, I guess, you are going to be known as that person who slept with Donald Trump?
Probably just as much as it would bother anybody. Nobody wants that. I was like, of all the people, why did it have to be him? Like, there were some pretty hot celebrities I slept with too, and no, I won't tell you. Imagine like the worst sexual experience you've ever had in your life, and that's the one on TV.
In fairness, this isn't much different than Clinton and Lewinsky, except that Clinton didn't try and bribe her right before an election by falsifying records. But Stormy's testimony crushed Trump's fake narrative that 1, he didn't have sex with her, and 2, he didn't try and buy her silence before the election. In describing the encounter, she didn't make it personal and she didn't lie. In the years since this story broke, Stormy has emerged as not only a vocal Trump antagonist, but a champion for truth that should inspire Republicans to stand up. Stand up, stand up. But they're weak, weaker than an adult film star. Stormy Daniels stood face-to-face with Trump in the intimidating setting of a courtroom with the entire world watching and described her experiences to a jury weighed with the task of whether to convict a former president of felony crimes for the first time in American history.
I have absolutely no idea who this woman is.
And Trump just sat there fuming like a 10-year-old in his bedroom. He's getting spanked, but not the way Stormy did it. The walls are beginning to collapse on Donnie Indictable.
Indictable.
And that, combined with his decaying cognitive skills, has him angry and confused. I mean, just like a normal day.
And if it requires pardons, we will give them pardons.
And for the record, all the whining about Trump missing Barron's graduation, that he's a victim, that the world is so unfair and the judge is a criminal, well, they told Trump, shut your hole. You can go to Barron's graduation. But after all that, Trump's not going anyway, because that's the kind of dad he is. Right, Junior?
I have a cocaine addiction.
The reason that all this is happening has nothing to do, literally, with Trump cheating on his wife while she breastfed their baby. A lot of guys cheat on their wives, and by the way, trust no one who does. If they'll do that to the mother of their kids, what will they do to you?
And when you're a star, they let you do it. You can do anything.
Whatever you want.
Grab them by the pussy.
This case isn't a morality play. It's about lying, deception, and illegal use of campaign money under a federal law that has been used hundreds of times against criminal defendants. payments. There were 3 payments made on Trump's behalf to bury infidelity claims during Fatty Banana's 2016 campaign. There was a National Enquirer's $30,000 payment to a Trump Tower doorman to shut up, a $150,000 payment to a former Playboy model to do the same, and the $130,000 that Trump's fixer, Michael Cohen, arranged to Stormy. Paying hush money isn't illegal on its own, but prosecutors say the payments made to suppress stories about Trump were illegal campaign contributions. And along with Stormy's testimony, they have him dead to rights. The jury has heard from Stormy Daniels, and what they heard was powerful.
She signed a non-disclosure agreement so the story would never see the light of day.
Do you think that it would have made any difference if you'd spoken up, before he was president about what happened?
I'd have just looked like a gold digger. Even if I had come forward before the election, why would I do that? Who cares where he stuck his penis? I was perfectly happy to say nothing. I don't like to kiss and tell, but I'm not okay lying.
Stormy Daniels is an unlikely hero, a woman who's been in the porn industry for years. She's also smart and savvy enough to know when she's been screwed by someone like Trump, in every way you can be. She wasn't looking for money to be silent, but with Trump's unlikely ascent to the nomination and eventual electoral win, they were desperate. But as the story unfolded, and that was a given, the president sleeps with a porn star, are you kidding? The reaction was typical MAGA. First fake news, then witch hunt, then hoax, then accusations against judges and prosecutors, and name calling. But for Stormy Daniels, her life was on the line.
I was in a parking lot going to a fitness class with my infant daughter. I was taking, the seats facing backwards in the back seat, diaper bag, getting all the stuff out. And a guy walked up on me and said to me, "Leave Trump alone, forget the story." And then he leaned around and looked at my daughter and said, a beautiful little girl, it'd be a shame if something happened to her mom. And then he was gone.
There's an old saying, may you live in interesting times, which is an expression that is actually a traditional Chinese curse. The expression is ironic. Interesting times are usually times of trouble. And Trump is to democracy what Kristi Noem is to pets, a pathological creep who will tear down anything or anyone to climb higher. But as you'll hear, gravity will not be denied. Like Trump's sagging tits, his criminal enterprise is tumbling down, and his attorneys, political allies, and his mob of junior high diplomas cannot stop it. Granted, there are federal judges who are interfering, but they can only delay the inevitable. The old Republican guard is rallying, and Democrats are balling their fists. The snowflakes are officially an avalanche, headed right towards tiny fingers.
How many lawsuits is it that you have?
Oh gosh, I don't know. I don't know.
Why is it that you don't just let that go?
Because I'm not a liar, and I'm not giving him a penny. I will take everything I own out into the yard and set fire to it and live in a cardboard box under an overpass before he gets a dime out of me.
The fact that a wannabe dictator
I want to be a dictator
finds himself standing before the country and the world, hurling invectives at everyone who stands in his way and threatens anyone who crosses him should be a grave concern for our nation and the world. But irony, as I just mentioned, is like gravity. It is real and unrelenting.
My ultimate and absolute revenge.
The fact that a powerful monster like Fatty Bananas stands to fall because of the testimony of a porn star who we vastly underestimated is a reminder to anyone who wields power recklessly. And to be truthful, with Trump's mental decline fused with his sociopathy, I don't know which phrase bothers Trump more, incarceration or a tiny little mushroom. Either way, Trump loses and Stormy wins.
Who's with me?
Hi, what's up?
On speed or something.
Time to pack it up.
This isn't their Republican Party anymore.
Am I wrong?
Yeah.
Tick-tock.
You're in a lot of trouble, Donnie.
Thank you so much for watching. YouTube frequently penalizes my videos for taking on controversial subjects, hurting our ability to earn ad revenue, which we use to hire more hosts and make more videos. We think it's so important to make these videos now and expose the Republican cult. So please join us on Patreon. The link is in the comments. We literally can't make these without you. Thank you so much. For Really American Media,
All of a sudden, this guy is like amped.
I think he's crazy.
I'm Chip Franklin.